Before we launch into lessons learned and dig into some frequently asked questions, before we do that, I wanted to make sure that there are 3 points in that coaching session that you're walking away with. And these are super important. In fact, I wrote them down. Here's what I'd like you to do. Make a list of 2 or 3 recent sales, or maybe 2 or 3 clients. Make a list and come up with 5 reasons, 3 to 5. Why do people work with you? Here's what's going to happen. If you actually do this exercise, and in fact, I'd encourage you to post it inside the message board. If you come up with 3 to 5 reasons why people work with you, then this concept of closing the sale without selling is going to start showing up in your business a lot faster, because the very act of just sitting down for a minute and writing down 3 to 5 reasons why other people work with you, it's going to make it a lot easier for these types of stories to show up in your conversations in the day-to-day of your business. Does that make sense? Come up with 3 to 5 reasons why other people work with you. And it's very interesting when you're sitting in front of somebody or you're on the phone with somebody, how quickly those will start to come back up to the surface when you're introducing those ideas. Okay, now, sometimes people get a little nervous when they hear that idea of talk about money early on, right? Again, we're not telling how much is it, but we're bringing up a price range. Again, it goes back to this idea that this kind of old school thinking that we have to create a whole bunch of value before we drop the price. Let me be real clear. We're not talking about here's exactly how much it's going to be, but this idea of sharing a range very early on is going to help separate suspects from prospects. And then having the courage to share that range and then say, but before we go any further, I guess let me ask you, should we stop talking? If you do that, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get some people that say, yeah, I had no idea it was going to be that expensive. Okay, great. If that's the case, none of those things are going to change later on. Fair? Your range that you share with people, it doesn't have to be so tight. It's going to be between 10,000 and 10,500. We can broaden it out a little bit. But if it's going to be too much, when do we want to know that? But then on the other side, think about this. If we were to share a price range with somebody and we stop and we say, but before we go any further, I guess I should ask, should we stop talking? And they say, no, that's fine. What just happened? What's going on in their mind is they have an idea of about how much this is going to be. And we've brought up this concept of money so we don't have to save it for the very end. If you wait to tell somebody a price range or wait to talk about money until the very end of the conversation or your presentation, it puts a lot of pressure both on you and them because they know it's coming. You got to drop it. If we want something different, we got to do something different. And by the way, who doesn't say, should we stop talking? Yeah. Traditional salespeople. Put this concept into action. It's going to make you a lot of money. All right, let's jump into the frequently asked questions. Hopefully we'll cover yours. If we don't, not a big deal. Just leave a comment inside the message board, inside Udemy, and I'll be sure to come back and recover your question.